Next, let's talk about the fork pressure test. We recommend a fork for this. Spoon can't be used, but is not recommended. You evaluate the firmness of the food sample by observing the reaction of a sample to pressure from a fork. You use this for levels 5, 6, and 7 easy to chew. For puree level 4, it is optional on the audit sheet, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. In this test, you press on a 15 by 15 millimeter piece of food with your thumb and the bowl of the fork, as shown, with just enough force to turn the skin under the thumbnail white or blanched. The food should squash easily and not return to its original shape. So to be acceptable, we do want to see the sample squashed, broken, and changing shape. And interesting, the pressure required to blanch the skin under the thumbnail is consistent around the world regardless of skin tone. It turns out that the pressure necessary to blanch the skin under the fingernail has been measured to be around 17 kilopascals, as shown on this IOPI device. It also turns out that the estimated average tongue palate pressure is 15 to 20 kilopascals. So when you're doing the fork pressure test, as shown on the banana sample here, we actually are simulating the pressure that is relevant to the oral motor processing pressures that are generated in the mouth. So now let's watch a video of the fork pressure test. We're going to do level 6, soft and bite-sized, and we're going to use broccoli. So first is the fork. So you'll see that that first test, that broke, so that's passed. Now also notice these are 15 by 15 millimeter samples. You can see the measurement. This one, it deformed, but it didn't squash, so that did not pass. Now let's look using chopsticks for the fork pressure test. So this first one, that appears to squash pretty easily and it breaks apart. So that would pass. And let's look at the second one. So that doesn't appear to be squishing or squashing very well, and it does not pass. So now we'll do the finger test for the fork pressure test. This first piece of broccoli, that appears to break apart pretty easily. And let's look at the second one. That one doesn't break, and it looks like it needs to be cooked a little more to get to the correct softness. Also, if you use your fingers, you really need to learn how much force is needed to do the finger test.